So today, Mr. Pranav Sanghvi is with us. He's a lead investor and an ex-CEO. He's currently working at ILS Wealth. He's working as a lead investor over there, and he has a really good acumen of investing in businesses and about the startups and about the entrepreneurship. Previously, he worked with Smartism Business Simulation. He was the country head for this particular uh, firm. Also, he had a startup back then in New York named Viewstone Design. He started it in 2004. Also, he has worked with iInteract, which specializes in providing experiential and interactive learning solutions through business simulations and innovative programs.
What do you think that the most important aspect of being into a CXO position in any company? Maybe you were a CEO before, you have been acted in a CXO positions in other companies as well. So what do you think in this current crisis is the most important aspect?
See, the major, I'll give you an example of what a CEO looks like. You can just imagine a juggler juggling many balls at the same time, right? Each ball, when a juggler juggles, you can see that each ball leaves the juggler's hand neatly before the next ball falls in, right? A CEO's role is similar to a juggler, except the balls come at him from different directions and never fall in the hands neatly. A CEO's job consists of balancing everything and everyone in the business. Okay, so a CEO needs to balance customer needs while considering all the problem he faces. A CEO balances conflicts within the team, handling different functions so that they work cohesively. A CEO has to balance resources so they generate maximum shareholder value, right? The most difficult part of being a CEO is to take decisions with incomplete information. It's a balancing act. A CEO will never be able to keep everyone happy. Okay. The decision has to be taken either way, and the CEO has to take the final responsibility of the decision, even if the decision goes in the wrong direction. An effective CEO is not the one who always takes the right decision. It's impossible to be right every time. An effective CEO is the one who, after taking the wrong decision, learns from it and keeps moving forward. Getting your mind right after a poor decision is the toughest thing I've faced as a CEO, basically. So you need to keep on taking decisions and keep on moving forward and take responsibilities for those decisions and keep learning and going forward with it. That's the toughest thing that I've faced as being a CEO ever.
So in the normal time, it is obviously it is the also you have to do the multitasking and everything. So in the crisis, it has gone to another level, right? Maybe now already it was into the, I mean, being a CEO is always a troublesome job, and now in the crisis it has increased to some sort of a different level, and maybe many companies are going bankrupt and things are going around.
The reason it has become difficult now is because the unknowns have increased. Right now, as I said, a CEO needs to take a decision based on incomplete information. Now there are so many unknowns that are coming in. So I'll give a few examples. Let's say in the companies that we invest in, it's usually manufacturing industries. We are not even sure that once the lockdown opens up, our customers are going to pay us back what they owe us. We don't know what those cycles are going to look like. It's still an unknown right now, but still at the same time we have fixed costs to take care of. We have paid interest cost. We have to take care of employee salaries. Right, all those things are there. You have to pay for electricity. So the unknowns have increased because of COVID. And hopefully, once the lockdown opens up, it will take some time for things to normalize. But I think it will take about, for us at least, it will take about a quarter for everything to get to a certain level. But yes, decision making needs speed now. A lot more speed is required to take that decision, which somebody like pre-COVID, we could have delayed that decision. Let's take that decision about, let's sleep on it. But there's no time to sleep on those kind of decisions anymore. You have to be on your feet as a CEO, and you have to take those decisions right away. A lot of them.
That's really correct, and that is very important being a CEO. So the next question is, you have been a top management positions. So from the company's perspective, how do you think that in this crisis or post-COVID, the human strategic changes are going. A student should expect. We don't want you to go into the many technicality of the human resource strategies, because maybe you're not from the HR department. But overall, what do you think about the company's approach?
See, COVID is causing a lot of disruptions across industries as per HR goes, right? As per the human capital goes. Some industries are more affected than others. For example, let's say if you talk about airline, travel, hospitality, restaurant, they have been affected for the worse. And I honestly do not have a positive outlook for these industries in the short term. Companies that deals with essentials, healthcare, pharma, they are having their best years as of right now, right? Tech, finance, manufacturing, construction, and service industries are affected to different degrees depending on the individual situation, how individual business was placed before COVID. So those industries have affected on an individual basis. You have to look at those particular companies, right? But the fact is that every business, small or big, is looking to preserve cash as of right now. Therefore, new hiring is being kept on hold in many businesses, right? Every business is taking a good hard look at the fixed costs, salaries, rent, interest, electricity, etc., and trying to bring all of them down as per the business needs. Okay, not every business will survive this pandemic for sure. Okay, there's no way. I mean, the companies who were on a ventilator before the pandemic are on a deathbed right now. Companies who were in ICU have gone to ventilators. Companies who were in a hospital bed have gone into ICUs. So those kind of things are happening currently, right? Speed of adaptation will play a major role in the business as of right now. Imagine, I mean, because you're talking about human capital, you must have heard recently that Uber fired 3,700 employees over Zoom call, right? A Zoom firing of 3,700 employees in Uber is a prime example. Why would they do that? Something like this. I mean, it's done in very poor taste. It's very by thumb rule. If you do some basic calculations, Uber probably saved about $30 million in payroll, but because they did this over a Zoom call and not elongated that firing process over 15 days or 20 days, right? Because if you do it in a slower process while you call everybody up, it would have taken them about 10-15 days to finish all those phone calls of 3,700 people, and you still have to pay salaries for those 15 days to those people, right? So Uber probably saved up about anywhere between $25-30 million just by doing a Zoom call and firing everybody, right? It was definitely in bad taste, but it's an example of why speed in adaptation is important for any business today. It's very important that the decision, even in the human capital, people need to think about where their cash is going to come from. They need to think about where they are spending that cash on, right? It's very important that way. So it is affected, so people need to be careful there, especially the students who are coming out of these schools, engineering colleges. When they are coming freshly out of that, it's going to be a tough job market, at least for another 2 years from now.
Yes, that's very, unfortunate situation for the students. Those are going to graduate. So, like, you already know the situation and how badly it is going to affect the students. So, what would you suggest to these students so that they can make a career out of this crisis? Because many people from the last crisis as well have made career. They chose the right platform and maybe right career path or maybe right opportunity because they were mentored by few. They may have been mentored by a few people. So I'm through this initiative, you can just put your opinion so that students can get help from that.
See, what I personally feel is that even though the employment market could look poor for next 2 years, but we live in a country where employment market was never, it's always been competitive, right? You compete on job placements during placement interviews when the company is coming in, and you compete against your friends. So we are not, it's nothing new for us. We are used to competing against our peers. what I personally feel is that what most students fail to understand when they're coming out of college, they only look at one major thing, which is the the package. What kind of money any company is offering. See, the moment I'm a firm believer of a long-term thinking. I personally feel that a student should grab the opportunity he's getting right now. It doesn't matter the money, because money always follows. Money is if you stick around, I want a company which will give me 10 lakh rupees package and then I will only go to work. You might end up sitting at home for 2 years, where every year you could have earned 5 lakh rupees, and in the aggregate you could have 10 lakh rupees overall, right? And slowly, steadily, if you deliver value in the company, automatically you can grow within that organization. I'm talking about from a job perspective as of right now, employment, pure, which is not everybody is talking about a startup. I'm talking about a plain simple. Somebody's going into for employment with any particular company. Right? So that mindset needs to change. People who are quick on their feet, let's say, I'll give an example. Let's say some students' offer got revoked by one company. Suddenly, he goes to his placement officer and he says that this has happened. And the placement officer comes with an offer. Look, here's another offer which is 20% down, but it's a similar role. Do you want it? These guys are ready to take you on board right now. Students need to be acceptable to that kind of a situation right now, because it's better to be in a job, doing that job, rather than sitting at home for 6 months, a year, where your mind, without a job, you're sitting at home alone, thinking, what? So mind goes crazy. Your mind gets rusty. So it's better to take that decision very, very quickly and get inside the job as soon as possible, not wait for it. Package you can always change into a package after 2 years. Once you have some experience under you, right? That you can always do.
That is a very important message that you have just said, that take whatever it is right now. Don't go behind the money and everything. Don't try to do this, because many people are going to sit at home for next 1 year or 2 years, because if the crisis is there and no company is going to hire, and it's a cost cutting thing. So definitely students should listen to this advice very wisely, that money will definitely going to follow if they follow the right path. So I may not have covered all the points that you would like to tell as of now, but here's you can add anything if you want to tell something that to students or maybe the fresh graduates in the market.
So one topic that would love to discuss with you was the difference that a student might think about when currently there is a startup culture going on, which is the cool thing right now. That everybody wants to have their own startups. So every student feels that they have a $1 billion idea and they want to start up in the startup that they want to run. So the conflict usually in a fresh graduate's mind is that, should they go for employment with any company or maybe start their own organization, right? So maybe I'll throw some light on it, and from my perspective that I think, see, entrepreneurship and employment or a job, I would say, are poles apart. Both have its pros and cons. There is no blanket answer that, yes, you should become an entrepreneur, or no, you should be doing a job, right? And current situation that we are in does not make it easy in any way. Neither for starting a new company nor finding a job. Both are a tough situation right now. So neither for starting new business nor as an employee, it's a tough situation. The expectations both from an entrepreneur and an employee have increased, right? Post-COVID. Pre-COVID versus post-COVID, the expectations from everybody have increased, right? Competition in both the sectors, even in startups and even in the job market, they have increased multiple fold because of COVID. Let me take up entrepreneurship first. Entrepreneurship looks shiny from outside. It looks cool. Is it easy? I've been an entrepreneur for better half of my life, which is, I'm 38 right now. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20 years old. right? So I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years now, and I've never found entrepreneurship easy at all. I've never found entrepreneurship shiny and cool. It was never I never found it that way. For me, being an entrepreneur was always a responsibility. Responsibility towards your customers, responsibility towards your employees, investors, vendors, and everyone associated with the business. Right? Let's take job for matter. When you accept a job offer, it has its own challenges. You need to fit into a company culture you're completely unaware of, right? You have to do everything what a manager tells you to do. Sometimes not having the freedom of doing what you want to do, even though you would want to do things differently, gets to your head, right? That's the downfall of a job, right? You need to do what somebody else tells you to do. Again, money is a major motivator. We already discussed that in terms of even for an entrepreneur and job employment, right? Most students have this vague idea that they generally pass on. They generally go into an entrepreneurship with a misconception that they will become multi-millionaires overnight just by starting out. Even though some entrepreneurs do become multi-millionaires overnight, they are very far and few. Like, there are very few Vijay Shekhar Sharmas, there are very few Vinny Bansal, right? There are very few Kunal Behels that you hear every day about, right? The failures do not get press coverage at all. And no one wants to talk about their own failures. Successes are glorified, right? On the other hand, when you go for a job comes with financial security. My advice to anybody who wants to choose anywhere between employment with an existing company or as a startup, what you need to do is you need to perform diligently in whatever role you what you're doing. If you choose entrepreneurship, do it for the right reasons. I mean, if you start up, do it for the right reasons. If you think you're going to become a multi-millionaire overnight, trust me, it's the chances of success, because your thought process like that drops dramatically. Okay, do it for the right reasons. Remember always, money is a byproduct. Okay, money is always the byproduct. If you become an entrepreneur to make a lot of money, you will never have a lot of money. Okay, lot of it sounds like a cookie, it's like a fortune cookies thing I'm telling you, but no, it's actually true. Become an entrepreneur to solve problems, to give value to your customer, to execute your responsibility towards employees, right? You need to, towards employees, towards vendors, towards investors. Generally, as an investor, I would only invest in an entrepreneur who's passionate about solving problems. So choose wisely and just be true to whatever you're doing. A job or being an entrepreneur, either way, just be true to whatever you choose. I mean, stick to it and just give your best to whatever you are. Once you get out, try and apply whatever you have learned during your college days, and try to apply that within that. Either being an entrepreneur or into a job.
This is very very important advice that if you are going to go for a business, then you should try to think to solve the problems of the people, right? You can't just get into a entrepreneurship and just start like you'll get millions of dollars and everything. And now the students have to understand this, because entrepreneurship takes a lot of like 12 to 14 hours of work day. Every day you have to work that much, and it's not a kind of a job that that you can get rest on weekends or something.
Because let me tell you that, Jafar. I'm going to stop you for a second. Entrepreneurship is not 12 to 14 hours. It is 24 hours, number one. And there is no guarantee of pay. You don't get a salary at the end of that month. So when you might end up with $1 million at some point. You don't know. But when you start out, it's a guarantee that you don't get money for few months or few years while you are trying to building up a business which is not there. Right? Sorry, please continue.
No, that's really important that you're whatever you're saying, because I'm trying to emphasize this part a lot, because you are an investor, so you will definitely think whenever you are trying to invest in something. And students right now are more into the wave of this startup. Okay, everybody wants to go into this business market, and everybody wants to make a startup. So that's why I'm trying to emphasize, because this is a crisis. If you get into this, maybe you are going to lose a lot of things. Your career, the span of your career, that initial 2 or 4 years, whatever you're going to do in the entrepreneurship, maybe you'll lose a lot of things. So that's why I'm trying to, my words will not be that effective as much as yours. Okay, because you are an investor and being a CXO, that matters a lot. So thank you so much for coming to this platform and giving your valuable time. I'm really appreciative.
Thank you, Zafar, for having me here, and I hope I'll be happy to help out students. I'm available on LinkedIn all the time, and I do connect with everybody that wants to try and get connected with me. So feel free, if anybody wants to connect with me over LinkedIn, reach out, and I'll be happy to help in whatever I can, however I can.